Every year in the late winter, early spring, I spend a lot of time walking and walking and walking, looking for one of these hidden treasures. Now there are some years where I just find tons of sheds. I mean, everywhere I look, just boom, my eyes zoom right in on them. But then there's other years where I have trouble finding even one. And anytime that shed hunting gets tough, I find myself, taking a step back and reevaluating how I'm going about it. Am I just aimlessly wandering or whatever? And I always go back to the same things. So here are 5 reasons you're not finding sheds. So the first reason you're not finding any sheds is you're just out there too early. Right now at the 3rd week of January, my Facebook feed is already being filled up with pictures and trail camera videos of bucks that have shed, and people are, finding them laying around. But personally, I still think it's too early. If you're out there too early, not only are you not going to find anything because they haven't dropped them yet, you risk pushing those deer out, and then they're just going to drop their shed somewhere else. Now, there is no exact date on when you should start shed hunting, so I'm not going to say, don't look until after February 1st or whatever. But this is why I like to run cameras pretty much all year round where I hunt. I can use the most recent information to hone in on when I should get out there and start looking for them. When I said my Facebook feed was filling up with people, reporting that they're finding sheds or their bucks are dropping, that's what's going on their property, in their area. I'm not going to use, somebody saying their sheds are dropping or their bucks are dropping sheds in Iowa when I'm in Missouri. So next time you see somebody posting something on Facebook that their bucks are dropping or they're finding sheds, try to find out where they're at to see if it's time for you to get out and start looking where you hunt. And the second reason you're not finding any sheds is there's just not any to find. Now, it may sound like I just talked about this, but this problem might be a little deeper than you just being out there stomping around too early. It could be a problem with your habitat. If your property lacks quality winter habitat, your chances of finding sheds are probably pretty slim. Think about it. If they have no reason to be on your property, they're not going to drop them there. So if you think this might be the reason you're not finding any sheds, you need to start thinking about how you can turn your property into a place that deer are going to want to spend their winter months. Better yet, think about how you can turn your property into a year-round habitat. Now, I just did a video last week going over 5 off-season projects you can do to improve your habitat, and some of those are great options for adding some winter habitat. So give that a watch if you're needing some ideas. And the third reason you're having trouble finding sheds is you're just searching too broad of an area. Now, most of the time, people will walk every inch of their property looking for sheds, or at least they try to. It can be very discouraging walking so much and not finding anything, and you can burn out very fast. Try focusing in on winter hotspots, which are your bedding and your feeding areas. Deer tend to group up and concentrate in these areas, which increases the chances that a buck will drop its sheds in that given area. During the winter months, deer like to bed in thicker areas, maybe some bottoms with some cedar trees, brushy fingers of high ground, benches that run parallel to ridge tops, and steep south-facing slopes. To find winter food, look for acorn flats, especially white oak acorns, green food plots, field edges, and places that were logged maybe the previous spring or the one before that. And the fourth reason you're not finding any sheds is you're looking for a perfectly laid antler shed just begging for you to find it and take it home. Now, the TV and web shows that have episodes on shed hunting kind of make it look easy. A lot of times it looks like it looked like an antler that was just dropped 5 minutes before it was found. In reality, it's not going to be that easy. A lot of times you're only going to have like a tine or two sticking up out of the leaves, or maybe this clump of grass doesn't quite look right and you don't know what you're looking at until you get right up on it. You need to train your eyes to see partial antlers. There's galleries out there that people have created to help you learn how to pick out a shed in just a chaotic scene. It's kind of like a shed hunter's version of Where's Waldo or I Spy. And the fifth reason you're not finding any sheds is you're just not walking enough. Shed hunting isn't easy, at least it's not for me. But it takes a serious amount of time stomping around in the woods to find a good amount of them. Anything that looks like it might be a shed needs to be checked out. Bring your binoculars with you so you can you can glass anything and everything that catches your eye. Try getting a different perspective. Maybe squat down, stand up on a log or a stump. But when it comes down to it, just keep walking. Shed hunting can be a very rewarding hobby. It can let you know what bucks made it through last season, and it could get you hyped up to see what those antlers look like next year. But it could also be very frustrating, especially in this day and age where you've got Instagram and Facebook where friends and family are probably posting pictures of the haul of antlers they found, and you're just sitting there not having found any. Trust me, I've been there. But hopefully this year, with the tips I just shared, you can be the one laughing at your friends and family when you've got this pile of antlers and they haven't found anything. Leave your tips for finding sheds in the comments down below. Leave a like if you enjoyed the video, and if you're new here, consider subscribing. And as always, outdoor ladies and gentlemen, stay informed.